We've just had a nice walk along the front in Palmanova. If you want to watch that video, you'll need to look back in our YouTube channel and you'll find the Palmanova video for March 2021. And we're now going to have a walk up into Torrenova, and then we'll head off down into Magaluf to give you the latest updates of what's going on around here. So let's get moving. So we've just come through the Marina's arcades there, past the Origin and the olive tree, and we're just going to make our way up here. We're going to pass some landmarks as we go. There's the Cutty Sark, and quite famously the Prince William. The Honolulu Hotel up there, and this is EastEnders on the right hand side. As you can see, they're doing lots of roadworks. That's a normal thing that happens during the winter time here in Mallorca. They do all the repairs, major big things, so that they're ready for when the tourists arrive. So we're going to head up here, and turn left at the top and just have a little walk around Torrenova, and then we'll head down into Magaluf. This is the Hotel Comodoro Playa, and it's one of the hotels that was open for much of last year when many other places were closed. They remained open, so closed at the moment, but I'm sure they'll be opening as soon as it's financially viable. Just across from the Comodoro is the Tobago Hotel, which is now part of the Fergus Group. Certainly hadn't realised it was a 5-star hotel. I'm just walking down now. I'm going to go up into Torrenova, past the Hawaii Hotel, and then down into Magaluf. One of the bars that's frequently being asked to appear by some of the regulars. Just bumped into one of my pupils, former pupils. That's Robert.
Nice.
Great to see Robert there, and I was just about to say that he is the blue bar that people have asked me to include in the videos. Closed at the moment, but I guess they'll be opening when they can again. This is the entrance to the Tobago. Did actually come here many years ago. Again, it looks terrible, I know, when they're like this, all closed up, got the dust sheets out, or they're doing work, but that's all very quickly rectified and put back. Here's the Hawaii. Someone else was asking me about the Hawaii Hotel. The Hawaii's expanded across the road and is part of the Alua Group, which are sponsors of Rail Mallorca. Last time I walked up here, the road was all dug up, but it's now being put back. Just above the Hawaii, there's the supermarket. And then another one of the Alua Group's hotel. This is the Palmanova Bay. I said earlier on, there are very few things I dislike, but this is one of them. And it looks quite cute. This is a processionary caterpillar. Only one of them here. Sometimes there can be hundreds of them. And as long as you don't mess with them, you don't touch them, they're not particularly dangerous. It's when you touch them, and those hairs, which look so cute, can cause rashes, particularly to animals, but also to us as well. Across the road from the Palmanova Bay, we've got the Torrenova Hotel there, Sun Torrenova, and we're just going to walk down the side of this heading towards Magaluf. It is a Saturday morning, beginning of March the 6th, 2021. And even though it's a Saturday morning, the workmen are out doing a little bit of work on the roads here. Saturday morning is considered to be a working day here in Spain. If we had walked around Torrenova, that's where we would have come down, and then this leads us back down towards Magaluf. And as you can see, lots of roadworks going on here. This will all be finished before tourists arrive. Everything will be perfect. If we walk down a little bit further, we could actually walk down the strip, but we're going to go down to the beach now and have a look down there. It's a much more pleasant walk. So we've gone down here. Magaluf doesn't usually get quite so many visitors in the winter. Not as many as Palmanova. If you go look back at the Palmanova video, you'll see that certainly in the middle beach there were lots of people. I'm sure when we get down here there won't be quite so many. A few steps to negotiate, and Anita's quite worried about me. So I managed to negotiate the steps, and we're on the beach in Magaluf, and as I predicted, the beach is deserted. Well, nearly deserted. There's not very many people here. So it's quite pleasant to walk along the promenade. There's very few people, so social distancing is not an issue. The bars are not open along here, and they wouldn't normally be open at this time of the year. This time they're usually closed up, and the owners have gone off to some distant lands for their holidays during the winter time. Don't know whether we will have done that this year, because they were not really open very much last year. And then some of them will start to do some repair work. You can see needs to be a little bit of work done, but that will all happen before they open, and they'll get them in ship shape, and they'll be ready for the tourists to arrive. These foxes. The Sirocco. We seem to have the promenade all to ourselves today. It's actually warming up quite nicely. It was a bit chilly when we first came out, so in our earlier walk we were walking through Palmanova, and it did feel a little bit cool. And now the temperatures are rising, and we seem to be a little bit more sheltered, so there's not so much of a breeze. And the temperature's probably approaching 20 now, I would guess. One of our favourite places to come to on Magaluf Beach is the boatyard. We can sit there, have a drink, sometimes have a meal, and we'll be overlooking the beach and the island. Next to the boatyard is Robinson Crusoe's. This is Palm Beach, and looks as though they're undergoing some major renovation. We're going to leave the beach now and just go to the bottom of the strip. I've noticed on Facebook, when I look through particularly the groups which are frequented by many of the younger people, they've already started booking their holidays for May, end of May, June, July, August, September. I think May might be a little bit optimistic, but June a better chance. But moving later on to August, September, they seem to be the ones which are going to have more of a chance. And how the strip is going to be when you get here, I'm not sure. It did open very briefly last year. When I say very briefly, it was literally 1 or 2 days, and then everything got shut down here. And they were told that they could not sell alcohol, so the whole of this road was closed down, and it's remained closed ever since, as far as selling alcohol is concerned. Some of the other shops will be open, so the tobacconist is open, the paper shop. The building in front used to be the main tourist information office for Magaluf, and now it's the Guardia Civil. I thought it was a bit strange putting the Guardia Civil police station at this part of Magaluf, but as it's at the bottom of the strip, it probably does make sense. There the people will come and sort out any problems. Across the road from the Guardia Civil is the Plaza Emporium. It's just like behind BCM. Great place to go in the summer when there's live music going on, and lots of bars and restaurants. Really fun place to visit. So we're just walking along the street which runs behind the Wave House. Wave House being on the beach in Magaluf. And there are some of the bars here that are open, but mostly it's all very quiet down here. It's the odd seagull. It is very quiet down this road, so we're just going to head back down to the beach. The view's more pleasant, and we'll walk all the way along the beach. Along the promenade. We're back down to the beach here in Magaluf. 1 or 2 more people about walking along the promenade, but still very few on the beach here. Temperature's rising now, getting a little bit warm. Put a jacket on this morning, and now I'm regretting it. So the Happy House is open, serving food, serving drinks. So this is one of the little oases here in Magaluf. So one of the lone houses here on the beach here in Magaluf is under development by Zero. It's going to be called the Zero Boat House. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like. Magaluf Beach does have just 1 or 2 of the original buildings that were here before the tourists arrived, and that was one of them. And there's a couple more up here. More progress. Here are a couple more of the residential properties here in Magaluf that sit right on the beach overlooking this. When we were here a few weeks ago there was a mini digger here just clearing off some of the seaweed. So usually in the middle of the winter the seaweed gets washed up onto the shore, and places like Magaluf, they don't usually remove too much of it because it helps to hold the sand in place. But the mini digger was here and it's cleared all the seaweed off that landing there. We usually stop when we get to Nicky Beach, but we decided to walk on a little bit further. We've come across a couple of groups exercising or doing yoga. So the decking here seems to be damaged. Not sure whether they're going to rip it up or repair it. That's something we didn't expect to see along here. I say it's the part of the Magaluf we don't normally come across, but here we've got some horses overlooking Magaluf Beach. This is part of the beach club. So just walking past the Mallorca beach. And we'll walk back down into Magaluf. So we've just walked up from the beach in Magaluf now. We're just going to walk back down. Everything in this area is closed down, including the supermarkets. Sometimes difficult to believe we're in Magaluf, but here we are, just seconds away from the beach, and there's a big field. And what we're looking at here is the buildings at the end of Magaluf. So we're walking back now into Magaluf. There's the local pub over there, somebody mentioned. Some hotels on this side, fenced off, doing some work in this area. And then just obviously down there's some more hotels. It's the roundabout now at the end of Magaluf. The Britannia one corner, the piano bar. And there's the hotel down there someone was asking me about. There's the piano bar. When we're walking in Magaluf, we usually walk on the right hand side as we go down this road. So someone asked me about some of the places that are down here on the left hand side, so we've crossed over. And so we're now making our way down on the left hand side, and we can point out some of the bars down here, restaurants, but not overlooking the right hand side. Square with a few bars around it, and one that people have been asking about is the Jokers Club. at the top there. Jokers do down here. They've been expanding. And Cocoa Bongos. Across the road we've got McDonald's, and McDonald's is closed today. There's Benny Hills, and a few bars up there. Just looking, I'm seeing a bar open here. Sinky's open. If it is, we'll have to call in. It is. Looks like Ryan's on duty. So we've done quite a lot of walking so far this morning, so we needed somewhere to stop off. And where better to stop than Sinky's. So Nita's having a coffee, but I succumbed to a nice cold beer, and it's really, really good. So cheers everyone. Cheers. Well, that was lucky. Just had a really nice beer at Sinky's, the best Scottish pub in the whole of Magaluf. We're going to continue our walk down here. Not very many places open at the moment. Noticed on Facebook lots of people have been booking at the Samos Hotel, which is actually right next door to BCM. It's one of the hotels that's been open quite a lot during the past year. It's closed up at the moment. I hope you have a great holiday if you are coming to the Samos. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our video tour of Magaluf. Things are beginning to come to life here, and if you've booked a holiday for this summer, well, I hope it all goes well for you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Bye.